How'd you like to join me today for a short little hike down the mountain for lunch? There's a creek down at the bottom that I want to go to, and I'm going to bring you along with me. So stand by as we get ready to take off. Hello, this is Washington Red Bear again. I'm out for another day hike. Had a little bit of a day off. I don't have to go in until 5 tonight, and so I thought I would get out here into the woods, do another hike, do some more skills, do some more filming. This is an area called the Liberty Lake Recreational Area. It is located east of Spokane on Liberty Lake. The Idaho border is just, spitting distance from me. I've never been here before, never walked it, never been around it. So it's a beautiful area. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm looking at here. Beautiful mountain behind me. The actual Liberty Lake is just over here to my left. There's a trail here, don't know where it goes. The way the topo map shows it, this is a steep drop off right here, but it goes kind of a little bit less of a drop off to the left of me, and there's a trail there coming off the road, so I figured I'd follow it down and see if I could do it a little bit easier. And let me come over here, then go doing this straight drop off. So I'll walk down that way and go down here to the bottom of this ravine, this valley. There's a stream down there, and I figure I'll go down that way and do the skills and things I'm going to do. But let me show you here. You should be able to see the lake back off there in the distance, and that is Liberty Lake. So let me get back up here on this trail. I'm also testing out a new mic system that I bought. It's wireless. I've got it plugged into the GoPro camera, and then the receiver is on my belt, and then I have the wireless mic here on my shirt. So I'm interested to see how this works. I've tested at the house as far as just to see if it would work. This is my first time using it with the camera, but here's the trail that I'm going to walk in on. The selfie stick, if you want to call it that, is what's called a monopod for cameras. I do a lot of photography work. I've probably been a photographer for 40 years, probably more than that. And I'm just now getting into the digital age. But I had this monopod that I had bought for my camera, and I can use it to do stills with my DSLR camera. But I wanted a selfie stick for using with my GoPro. And so what I did was I bought I think it's a bicycle handle kit, and attached it to the bottom of this pole, and I can reach out probably I think it's like 9 feet with this with this whole monopod. But that allows me to get a good, stable view with my GoPro, and I can extend it farther out. And I'll do that later probably, just to see. But this trail is, I don't know what its original purpose is, but it is a game trail now. Oh, I just heard turkey gobble. I was just going to say I've seen some elk droppings, and I just heard a turkey, so they're in this area. So I didn't know what kind of people I would run into, so I didn't bring my pistol. Now that I see that it's pretty much deserted, I will bring it next time. But I did bring my large Schrade number 9 knife. I don't go into the woods without it anymore. But so far this is an easy hike down. Which is what I was hoping for. So anyway, I'll cut this off and bring you back in once I get down to the bottom. I belong to several, or member of several different Facebook pages and or communities, and I'm on a couple of the bushcrafting websites. And this morning they were talking about fatwood again. For those of you who do not know what fatwood is, we usually find it in pine, and it's wherever the tree gets damaged, the sap will go to that area to protect the tree. It's kind of like our own bodies. When we get a cut, our body's defenses go to that area to heal us. Also, during the winter, the sap will go to the center of the tree. It'll collect where the limbs connect to the trunk, and you'll find this fat lighter, and what it is just turpentine. If you smell it, you can get that good piney turpentine smell. But you also find it where a tree has gotten diseased, and all the sap will go to the center of it, and then when the tree falls, the rest of the tree will decay. And I just happened to find this one here on my way down the hill, and this was sticking out here like this, and I kicked it and broke it off. Two things I can get out of this. One thing they talk about is the punk wood, this wood here that is pretty much rotted, but it's dry. You can use that for kindling. Some of the people are taking it and putting it into an Altoid tin, and instead of making char cloth, they're making char wood, and they're doing that with this wood. But when I look in the center of it, it snapped when I kicked it, and I don't know how well you can see it, but right here in the center, it's hard. This is all falling apart, but the center part is hard. You can see the dark orange, dark yellow coloring in it, and that's where the turpentine has gone to the center and created a fatwood. And when you smell it, you get that good turpentine, piney smell to it. So the center of this trunk is fatwood. So I'm going to take this piece with me and use it to start a fire later on for my lunch. So I'm just going to take this piece here. This will be enough to get a good kindling and fire going. But you can see here, all this punk wood is all ready, and it's pretty much dry. It's in the center. When you get into some of this right here, that's moist. But you can find good dry tinder in this dead tree for creating a fire. So got a little bit more ways to go to get down to the bottom. This is going to be a nice climb to get out of here. And there are turkey. I found a turkey feather just right here underneath that tree. So get on down, and we'll set up our camp for the afternoon and make lunch. Before I leave this stump, I just happened to notice a couple of the things I wanted to point out as far as fire making capabilities. One is on the side of the tree, there's a lot of crystallized sap. You can take that and use it in your fire making as well. That's all just falling off there. And the other thing was I just broke off another limb, and you can see right here the deep coloring, which makes this all fat wood. When you break off the limb and look in the center of it, you can smell it, but that's all fat wood down the center of these limbs. So all of this whole trunk where the limbs are connecting and everything is just good fat wood. So it's simple to find. You just got to know what you're looking for. Some areas wouldn't have it, of course, in the desert where you don't have pine trees, rainforest where it's really soaking wet all the time. I've never found it here in the Northwest, but I've never really looked for it, didn't need it. But so you can look, and I'm going to just do a quick span. There's another tree standing right there that has died. That one too. Let me point to it right there. That would probably have fat wood too if you knocked it over. So it's just knowing what to look for to get the fat wood. And I'll show you when I get to the bottom how I'm going to process it and use it for my fire. Well, I made it down to the creek, and I'm not alone. The map I was looking at, the topo map, showed an old deserted road coming down here running parallel to the stream. And I get down here and there's a wooden bridge. The trail is probably 5-6 feet wide, all nice and groomed. And I looked at it on another map, my my hike program, my app on my phone, and it actually shows it as the Liberty Lake Loop Trail that starts down here at Zephyr Lodge and goes all the way around. I don't know how long. I have to check it out and see. So I've had a couple of people already walk by through the woods, so I kind of backed off a little bit into the brush so I'm not seen. But anyway, here is the stream that I made it down to. So I was going to make a fire and cook up lunch and everything, but because there's a trail and people walking by, they might freak out if they smell smoke or see smoke. So I think I have some fuel tabs in my fire kit, and if I do, then I'll just take those and make them up and use that to boil some water. I brought 1 canteen of water. I planned on getting water from here and using my Sawyer kit and filtering some water. So I'll get that set up, and once I do, I'll take a video of that and show you how that looks. Okay, I've got my stove set up. It's what they call, I guess a knockoff from the Esbit stove. I think I can burn that without any problems here. I've tried lighting it before with my striker, a corrosion rod, and it didn't work. So I'm just going to use matches here. I thought I had a cigarette lighter in my kit, but I've been changing things around and I didn't have one in my stove. I got to get another one. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get this lit and then set my water on. I've got my water, 2 cups of water down there in my pot. Then we'll get that to boiling, and then we'll eat a Mountain House. Oh, where'd it go? Anyway, here it is. I have a Mountain House creamy pasta with chicken that I haven't had before. Again, I have several things that I'm testing new. This is my first time using this Esbit stove. This is the first time using this pack. It is an Alice pack, military style, and I've got it set up. The first time using it. I also brought my camera, my DSLR camera, but I forgot to put the memory card in it. I'm using it on Sunday to take pictures at our church for the directory, and I take the pictures, I go home, I download them to my computer, and I take the card out and I put it back in my camera, and of course this time I didn't. So I went to take pictures with it, or take this video, and don't have it. So I'm just going to have to use my GoPro Hero 3 for this instead. I don't like it because it's always a wide angle shot, but it's better than nothing right now. So let's go ahead and get this lit, get my water started, and then I'll show you about that fat lighter and how to process it. So I don't know how this is going to work with the camera. Let's see. Put you there. Maybe you can see it. This is only my second time to use these fuel tablets. The first time I used them, like I said, I tried using my ferro rod, and that didn't work, and so I had to use a lighter, and but that is getting them started. So I'll go ahead and put my water on top. The first time I used it, I tried to boil water with just one tablet, and it got the water hot, but it didn't boil it. So this time I'm using 2 tablets, and I don't think they're going to put out a smell, so I shouldn't have an issue with it being with it. The trail is probably, I'm going to guess 50 feet from me, up in this direction off the stream, just through the woods. When I was down here, I could see the people, so I came up here to where I had this thick coverage between me and the people, and that way I could talk and not be seen. But anyway, the desert stove is working, getting a good fire going. And we'll heat that water up and put it into our creamy pasta with chicken. Okay, while I was waiting for my lunch to finish, I went down to the stream and got some water. I'm using the Sawyer Mini, and I filled the bag up. I have added a carbon filter to mine, and I have my pouch here, or my canteen. And what I'm going to do is just squeeze this and fill my canteen back up with some water so that I can have some fresh water to drink on the way back up this big hill. So I just want to show you what I'm doing. And again, I just put this into the canteen, and then the way this bottle is designed is you just squeeze it, and the water will go down into the canteen. And you can see it flowing out there. And then I get good filtered water that's also going through a charcoal filter. I'm anxious to taste it. This is my first time using the charcoal filter. If you've seen my other videos where I went solo hiking and camping up on the backside of Mount Spokane, you saw where I used the Sawyer filter to filter water for my night's camp up there. So this is not my first time using it.